Poker Tour. The biggest games, the greatest players, and the largest payouts on the planet. The WPT is a series of international high-stakes poker tournaments that can turn amateur players into millionaires and make professionals into superstars. With millions of dollars on the line, it's time for these 4 players to live the dream of fame, fortune, and the one thing money can't buy, a WPT title. Tonight on the World Poker Tour.
Tonight, we are back at the Commerce Casino in Los Angeles, California for the exciting conclusion of the final table of one of poker's biggest events, the LA Poker Classic. Hi, everyone. I'm Mike Sexton alongside Vince Van Patten, and this is the WPT.
Oh, and Mike, we are in Los Angeles, my hometown, the City of Angels, they call it. But for some of these players, I got to tell you, it has not been a heavenly ride so far, you can see.
When play at the final table began, the short stack Mike Kamran was knocked out on a brutal beat when an ace hit on the river. Then it was cash game pro JC Moussa, whose hopes were dashed as he was the next to hit the rail.
And just when it looked like we would lose a third player, Armenian Gevork Kasabyan survived and doubled up, leaving 4 players still in the hunt to become the king of LA and the life-changing money that goes along with it.
Only one player will leave here tonight with the nearly $1.8 million first-place prize and a coveted WPT title.
Okay, the stakes are high, the cards are ready to be dealt, so let's go watch the bluffing begin.
Okay, we started 5 days ago with 745 players. We are now down to these 4.
The Andy's 10,000 blinds, 50 and 100,000, and right now it's 23-year-old restaurant manager Raymond Dolan. He's a chip leader with $5.4 million in chips.
In second place is a venture capitalist out of Canada, Huynh. He's sitting on about $3.7 million. In third place, a professional poker player out of Hungary, Andras Koroknai. He's got nearly $3 million in chips. And in fourth place, local poker pro Gevork Kasabyan with about $2.8 million.
To the action we go. Tree Wing, first to act, he looks down at a pair of kings, just like that.
And Vince, he's been far and away the most aggressive player at this final table, even though Andras has been aggressive as well.
250.
This time he's got the real deal. He's got 2 kings. He's going to raise it and make it $250,000 to go.
Into Raymond, whose brother is poker pro Tim Fan. Very tough. He has a pair of 5s here.
Well, you always like to see a flop with a pair in case you flop those coveted trips. So he does make the call.
Next to act, Andras Koroknai. He's got ace-jack. Came here on a lark with his friends from Hungary to spend some time at the beach and play at the Commerce Casino. Little did he know he'd be going after $1.8 million.
Hold in.
Wow.
He's going all in right here. The fork goes out.
I'm all in.
Tree Wing says all in.
And Raymond folds his hand. So Tree has 2 kings. Andras has ace-jack. Tree has him covered. The Hungarian could be out unless he gets lucky here, Vince.
What a showdown we're seeing.
Well, the Hungarian looking for a bullet.
Here comes the flop.
Ace, one time. Ace.
That is a king out of 10. Wow, what drama. But it's not over yet. Andras can still win this pot if a queen comes off. If it comes 2 running spades, or if the board pairs aces and another card.
Wow.
Tree flops 3 kings, but is not out of jail. Andras looking for a queen to make Broadway, an ace-high straight. And he has it. Oh, my God. Can you believe that?
No.
Now, Tree must catch a pair on the board. Otherwise, Andras is going to double up here. Unbelievable. A jack would give him a split pot. He needs an ace, king, 10, or queen to win the pot. Andras out front with 1 card to go. Here it comes.
On! On! One time, on!
Wow. The 3 of spades comes off. The Hungarian gets very lucky there to take down that pot.
Just incredible. He has come back with a big suck out, and right now he's our new chip leader. The Hungarian Andras making goulash out of the tree. 4 players remain going after $1.8 million. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour. Well, Welcome back to the WPT. We're at the Commerce Casino for the LA Poker Classic. And what action we've seen so far.
Well, that's right, Vince. On the last hand,
All in. I'm all in.
all the money got in pre-flop.
Ace.
When the flop was dealt, Andras saw that an ace hit, but quickly realized that Tree hit a set of kings. The Hungarian's only hope was then to hit a queen to make a Broadway, the ace-high straight. Tree took the beat as well as he could, while the Hungarians celebrated their man's victory.
And we've still got 4 players left fighting it out for a WPT title and close to $1.8 million.
With 4 players left, average chips would be 25% each. Andras has 42% of the chips. On the flip side, after that tough beat, Tree Huynh is down to less than 5% of the chips, Vince.
All right, the 23-year-old first to act, Raymond Dolan, has a pretty good ace-10 here.
And the crowd still catching their breath with the drama of that last pot.
Raymond makes it $225,000 to go. Andras also with an ace-10.
But it just hit lightning in the last pot to double up to win a huge pot.
Raise.
And he's going to re-raise, it looks like.
Got in this tournament on a $1,000 satellite, as 3 out of these 4 remaining players did. He's going to keep the pedal to the metal, no doubt about it.
$600,000. Dr. Gevork going out. Not really a doctor. I just love saying that, Mike.
Well, Tree Huynh can't say anything right now.
I'm all in.
Wow.
He says he's all in here.
Yeah, he's short stacked. He has ace-queen, and he has pushed.
Well, Raymond goes out.
And Andras is going to call it.
So once again, Tree has the best hand. The last time he got burned with 2 kings. This time he has ace-queen against ace-10. Over $1.8 million in this pot. And Tree's tournament life on the line here.
Let's take a look at the flop.
Well, flop comes Jack 5 deuce. So far, so good for Tree. Ace-queen out in front. Andras looking for a 10. Well, the queen comes off, but it's not over. Andras can catch the same hand he made a minute ago, a Broadway, an ace-high straight, and knock Tree out of this tournament. What about that? Back-to-back Broadways to knock a man out, Vince, and the same guy at that. Could it possibly be a king? No, a deuce comes off.
So Tree Huynh is going to be lucky there, doubling up.
Well, Vince, he shows you the same emotion here when he more than doubles up to stay alive as he did when he took that tough beat a minute ago. He's just rather stoic about it all.
The venture capitalist, not a professional player, has showed us so much. He is world-class in many ways, and he's going to survive right now. Back down to the felt, the very tight player, Dr. Gevork, 46 years old, out of Hollywood, California. He's going to fold this one. And now it's on the maestro, Tree Huynh. He also folds. And Raymond now picking up ace-queen of hearts.
Raymond Dolan is a 23-year-old restaurant manager, the youngest of 10 brothers and sisters. One of his brothers is a world-class poker player, Tim Fan, who actually staked him in this tournament.
Well, he made it $275,000 to Andras. Andras with a 9-8 of clubs.
Well, he's got the suited connectors, he's got the chip lead, he's got position. Just can't imagine he's getting away from this hand. And he's not. He's going to make the call.
Very shrewd player. Let's see if he gets lucky on this flop.
What a flop for Andras there. It's come 9-7-6 with 2 spades. No help at all for Raymond. But he's going to fire out a continuation bet with just the ace-high. $375,000.
Andras here picks up top pair and a straight draw.
Well, he's got the kind of hand, Vince, that you're going to play virtually. Doesn't matter what your opponent has. You're not drawing dead here.
Raise.
Andras has announced raise, and Raymond is not going to like it.
No, that's an additional $500,000 in your face, Raymond. And there's poker pro Tim Fan, Raymond's brother.
Oh boy! And right now, you just want to take that hat and turn it around and pull it down over your eyes, don't you, Vince? I mean, you tried the continuation bet, and it's failed miserably here.
Well,
so Andras taking down that pot. And Vince, he and his Hungarian friends are just having a ball here in L.A.
They may come out of here millionaires. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action from the L.A. Poker Classic on the World Poker Tour.
Winning the LAPC at Commerce Casino in a World Poker Tour event propels you to a top name in the industry right away. We've had Antonio Esfandari, we've had Gus Hansen, and a couple of years ago, we had Phil Ivey win the championship. This year drew 745 entries with a prize pool of over $7.1 million. With 2 millionaires coming from the final table, it's real exciting down here at Commerce Casino.
Andras, he takes time with his moves. I think he's very calculated.
I think the Europeans are a lot more difficult, tougher players. They're more aggressive. Americans are more predictable.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. The LA Poker Classic continues. A total prize pool of over $7 million. One of these players is going to walk away with close to $1.8 million. And right now, Andras Koroknai, he's our chip leader with $6.1 million in chips.
Well, he came to this final table as our chip leader, and then he was all in up against 3 kings, had to catch a straight to stay alive. He did so. Once again, he's the big chip leader.
To the table we go. Raymond Dolan, first to act, gets a king-queen.
Raymond, of course, the youngest brother, a legendary Tim fan in the poker world.
This time, younger brother Raymond with king-queen just calling, but Andras picking up a pair of 4s.
Well, you always like to see flops with small pairs in hopes that you flop trips.
Not going to raise, just calling as well. Now, Gevork with an ace-6 of clubs.
And he's in position. Got the ace-6 of clubs, gets to see a pretty cheap flop, so he's going to make a call.
And Tree Wing.
Well, he's got the 8-5 of diamonds.
He has been the wild card here tonight, showing amazing guts.
But here he says, okay, let's have a flop. So we've got 4-way action with 4 players left. Something you don't see that often. Well, here comes a flop, 9-8-3.
And Tree got a piece of that pair of 8s. Everybody else, nothing.
Well, action's on Gevork.
Good.
He checks the ace high. Tree checks the pair of 8s.
Raymond checking, and the Hungarian checking as well. We're going to the turn.
So we're having a little check fest here right now. 10 of spade comes on the turn. No help to anybody.
Yeah, Gevork going to check again. Tree with the 8s checking.
Well, Raymond does have a gut shot straight draw, and he's betting, Vince, 200,000 here.
Yep, see some weakness. Going to try to take advantage of it. And Andras going out. Gevork going out. Tree finds the termites in the tree. He goes away.
Well, there you go. Ironically, Raymond had the worst hand out of the 4, yet because he bet, he won that pot. It shows you how powerful aggression is in No Limit Hold'em.
Right back at him. Gevork now with a big hand. Ace-king.
Raise.
First to act, and he's going to raise.
And because he plays so few pots, Vince, they all give him respect for having a big hand, just like this one, when he does come into a pot.
Tree Wing out. Raymond, ace-6. Doesn't even consider it. Only one player to beat, and that is Andras, the chip leader, as he looks over at Gevork.
Well, he hates to give up anything, Vance, especially one of his blinds, but against this particular guy, who they all deem the tightest player at the table, he opts to fold and give it up.
Big card.
And right now, Gevork's son, Alan, in the stands.
Honestly, my father, I think he's a great player because he always thinks about what he does. He's going to play his game. Even if he does lose, he knows he gave it all. There is a little gamble in it, but I don't believe in luck. I don't think it's luck. I think it's all strategy and it's timing. It's the long run, you know? It's not going to end today. He's going to be back for more.
All right, back to the money pit. Raymond Dolan throws away a 10-deuce. Hungarian beach boy Andras with a 6-7, also folding.
A little surprising. He plays most everything, but opts to give that hand up. And maybe wisely so, as Gevork picks up ace-10 out of the small blind. And just limps in. Vince does not raise with the ace-10 there. And he's going to give Tree a free flop here. Tree only has a king-deuce.
They both square off. Look at each other here.
And a king comes right on the flop. So just like that, Gevork has the gut shot straight draw.
Gevork has checked.
But Tree has the best hand with 2 kings.
And Tree betting 100,000. Gevork's not going anywhere.